Hello everybody, my name is Caitlin and I am always on this channel. I am making a lip balm today and I have a few new flavors slash fragrances. They're really not flavors, they're just lip safe fragrances. If you want them to be more of a flavor, you have to add like sugar to them, but I'm not going to. So I have here, these are all from Hobby Lobby. It's cheaper just to go this route than it was for me to spend, because I wanted variety. So it was cheaper for me to get a 2-pack at Hobby Lobby for $4 than it was to spend $4 for each individual ounce, because then I could only get a few flavors instead of 6 flavors. So this is strawberry. It's a really sweet strawberry. Vanilla bean. Orange. Mint. Don't mind my kids in the background. Coconut. Are you okay, buddy? Aww. What's wrong? And mango. So for this batch here, this makes about 2 full tubes. But I'm going to go ahead and I have 3 tubes out, ready, cleaned up, ready to go. This is a tablespoon of shea butter, a tablespoon of coconut milk, and a tablespoon of beeswax. Okay, I think my kids calmed down. So I have a tablespoon of each, which comes out to about 60.6 ounces of shea butter, 0.6 ounces of coconut, and then the beeswax, I believe, comes out to like 0.3 ounces of beeswax. But I did it just with tablespoons, and I did equal parts in the tablespoons. So here is my half pint or 8 ounce 1 cup measuring cup, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour the beeswax, the coconut oil, my kids are being crazy. He needs a nap. Coconut oil and my shea butter. Into the bowl. Now you have 2 options. You could microwave this on short bursts, and what that'll do is it'll allow it to heat up, warm up, melt without affecting the shea butter. It won't overheat the shea butter if you do it in short bursts and you mix. Or you can, I gotta go put him up in his bed to go to sleep. Hey, no. Okay. Or you can do the double boiler method, where you get a pot of warm water, lay it in it, heat it up, and just stir until it's all melted down. Let me go get my kids quiet real quick. This is mom life right here. And I will be back to finish the video, and I'm gonna go melt this down. Okay, so I have here, this took about a minute and 20 seconds to get completely melted down. I did it in 30-second bursts, and then the last 20 seconds I kind of put it in for 30, and then I watched it, pulled it out when not everything was melted, and then I stirred it until everything was completely melted. that is a good trick to use. Don't let it melt completely in the microwave. Pull it out before it's all melted and then stir. That way you know you're not overheating any of your oils. You could use the microwave without it killing everything, all the good stuff. I don't know, you eat your food out of the microwave. Why would you be afraid of using it for anything? And I'm sure I'll have people comment on that and let me know why, but that doesn't change anything. So, I think I am going to use the coconut flavor, which is this little squeezy bottle here. These are the same brand, same company, but I believe this one is the older packaging. This is the new packaging. So it says for 1 tube worth of lip balm, you could add 20 to 25 drops. This is about 2 tube worths. 2 tube worths. So I'm going to add 20 drops to it, and I'm going to do a little sniff test to see if it's a good strength, because I don't want it to be too strong, and I don't want you to taste the bitter flavor either. So let's do 20 drops. And I'm watching The Office. It's in the background, so if you hear music, it's Pam and Jim's wedding. I've watched it enough I don't have to actually watch it. I just kind of listen to it as if it's like the radio, you know. Let me go ahead, pull this up to me and take a sniff. And I think I'm going to add 5 more drops. There's a crazy wasp outside my window right now. Ew. So creepy looking. It's like all black. But anyways, has long dangling legs. So this is quite warm still. So I'm not going to pour it. And I think I'm going to add about 5 more drops. So it's going to be 30 drops altogether. I could go up to 50 drops. Now, you could mix and match the flavors. You could do that if you would like to do that. I'm just going to keep this one the coconut. I think I might mix and match. I might do an orange creamsicle. Oop, I'm shaking the table. And mix the vanilla and the orange. Okay, so let's take another sniff. And I think that's good. I could do 5 more. 5 more drops. So 35 drops altogether. And I'm going to have to write all this down on my little piece of paper. I keep little post-it notes right next to my station when I'm working so I could write down new notes. So I have 35 drops, 1 tablespoon of beeswax, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of shea butter, and then 35 drops of fragrance. And then I write down coconut lip balm. There, that way I have that. And this, I think, is, yeah, I could definitely smell the coconut. I don't want it to be too overpowering. And I don't want it to taste bitter from the flavoring. So, I have here, they're the oval black lip balm tubes, little twist up tubes from Wholesale Supplies, and they come with little black caps. And I am going to pour into these, and I'm trying not to pour too hot because it will leave a little hole, like a little dip in the inside, and I don't want to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it sideways so that the oval is long ways with this spout here, which makes it really easy to pour into. And then I'm just going to slowly pour. So I have it to the top, and I'm just going to slide it, or you could pick it up, move it over, and actually I want to add a little bit more to the top of this. Whoops, too much, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and move it over because it will sink. That fragrance, or the wax, will sink, and the oils and the butters will sink. And I accidentally poured over in that one too. Oops. Yesterday I did this without dumping any. But since, you know, I'm filming, that changes things. There we go. And it looks like I have some extra after I fill 3. So I'm going to go ahead and fill 4. Oh my gosh, I'm failing at this today, guys. It's because I'm trying to show you guys how to do it and my kids are screaming. If you want to have a relaxing time and not spill any lip or, you know, chapstick, whatever, don't have your kids in the other room because it'll make you spill it all. I only want 4. I don't want to fill any more of my tubes up. So I'm actually going to save this because once that is melted down, once those are melted down, they will sink a little, and then I could kind of top them off with the rest of the wax. I keep calling it wax like I'm doing candles, but I could top it off with the rest of the base here, my lip gloss base. I thought about buying a pre-done base, but I'm like looking at the ingredients like I have all that stuff, so I'm just gonna do it myself. So a little bit of the wax, well, the lip gloss base I'll call it, hardened on the side of the container. So what I did was I scraped it off and put it back into the warm oils and wax and butter, and I'm just going to melt it back down, and then I will use, if I have to re-warm it up a little bit, I can. I could just pop it in the microwave for 10 seconds or 5 seconds, however long it might take. And if you, let me pull these over here. These are already setting up. See how they get that little dip on the inside? As it cools, it'll sink a little more. If I were to pour this with it a little cooler, it won't do this. But I poured it when it was still on the hotter side. So it has a little pinhole in it. And if I pull out my heat gun and I try to wipe it down or try to warm it up, it makes it even messier because the heat gun has too much wind and it just kind of sprays the wax. And you could see this wax is getting more opaque. So I'm going to just, I don't know why I keep calling it wax. Now you could pour it when it's this consistency, when it's more of a drippy kind of consistency, but it's nice to pour it when it's still liquidy. Because I could try to top this off right now, and this is thick. Like can you guys see? It's not even, it's getting solidified on the side of the container. Smells good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let that solidify a little more, and then I'll probably bring you back when I melt this down a little bit, and then I'll top it off. One moment. Okay. Oop. So I have my two that have the biggest little pits in the inside. Now you could kind of see that little tiny pinhole, and I melted this down 20 seconds. That's all it took. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour the littlest bit right onto the top there, and it creates a little kind of a bubble over the top. And I'm going to go set that down and let it cool down. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to kind of fill that little pit and let it bubble over the top. And it's okay if it drips down the side. I clean my containers down with alcohol before and after. Whoops. Wipe my glove off. There we go. This one isn't bad at all, and I really don't have to do it with that one, but I'm going to do it anyways. That way it's completely filled and they're all even, so if somebody buys a few of them, they don't get one that's kind of shallow and another one that's bubbling over. So, oh my gosh, my kids. So I have some left, and I don't want to pour it into another tube because I want my tubes for other colors, and I don't want to have to keep ordering a bunch of tubes. I want to make a few of every color or scent. My goodness gracious. So all I'm going to do is I have a clean, empty Dixie cup, and I'm just going to pour my leftover into here. And then this, once it hardens up completely, I'm going to pop it out of this Dixie cup, and I can put it in a tin or anything, and I could use it for myself as my own little lip gloss. I'm going to clean up my tubes and make sure they're all set, and I'll bring you back and show you the finished result. Okay, so these are all cooled down enough that I capped them, and I can kind of show you what the tops look like. They're all hardened enough, cooled down enough. They're not warm to the touch anymore. So here is the chapstick. I wiped it down with alcohol, then I wiped it down again. Then I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure there's no extra oil or grease on the outside so I could label it. This would be good with like a 1x1 little label. Make sure you comply with all the FDA guidelines for cosmetics. But that's the container. And now let me go ahead and pop it open. I'm trying to pop it open without messing up the top of it. So there's the top. Let me try to get a good Good view here. So that's the top of it. A little over the top. Not like over the top extreme. I mean like it's doming over a little bit. So it's not like a shallow chapstick. And there's the other one. So that is it. I really like this oval shaped container. They're really nice. They're different than the round ones, and I think it gives people a slightly different option than what they usually see in the stores, and it gives them a reason to be like, oh, that's neat. I want that. So I'm going to set those over there, and that is it. That is all, guys. I'm going to go ahead and make a few more flavors, scents, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. Alrighty, bye.